PubMed is, see, the name itself suggests, pub means the literature that is there in the public domain, right? Med means related to biomedical sciences. So medical literature that is there in the public domain, that is called PubMed. So again, there are two types of PubMed. One is PubMed, another one is PubMed Central. See, this is PMC and this is PubMed. What's the difference between the two? Through the single PubMed website, you can also go to PubMed Central, PMC. See, this is PMC. Suppose if I search for maybe Ayurveda, okay? On PubMed Central, you get around 10,000 results for Ayurveda, okay? Whereas on PubMed, if I search for the same term Ayurveda, I'll get around 5,000 and odd articles. See, 5,598. Why is that so? What's the difference? In Google Scholar, how many articles did we get? 4,500 articles for Prakriti. But for Ayurveda, it will be huge again. See, let us see. For Ayurveda, we get around 1,78,000 articles on Google Scholar. Right? But on PubMed, you get PubMed Central 10,000 articles and PubMed you get around 5,500 articles. What is the difference between the three? Why this number varies? See, Google Scholar includes anything and everything that is published in any online journal. It doesn't discriminate between whether the journal is good or bad or worse. So Google Scholar basically is a search engine, as I told you. It is not a database. It is not a research database. Google Scholar will show you different papers containing the particular keyword, and when you click on those results, it will take you to that particular website, wherever it is being hosted. Right? Of course, it is helpful. Google Scholar cannot be simply written off saying that it is not useful. No, it is useful, especially for maybe researchers who are new to research. Right? Maybe you get a vast kind of literature, right? But after once you reach certain stage, then you will understand the limitations of Google Scholar. Right? So Google Scholar is a search engine, it is not a database, and it will stop showing your results or any paper once the online journal stops being online. If it goes offline, all the papers published by that journal will also vanish from Google Scholar. But PubMed and PubMed Central are not so. If something is entered in PubMed, it will be there forever. So, I mean, at least for maybe next 200 years, because that is the past that we can see on PubMed. Right? Maybe New England Journal of Medicine completed more than 200 years of its existence. All its volumes, right, are available on PubMed. Right? So, even if any journal stops publishing from tomorrow onwards, all the previous articles published in that journal, which is indexed with the PubMed, will still be available for you. Right? That is the beauty of a good database. So PubMed is a database, research database. It is an indexing database. Okay, this is first thing, right? Both, it applies for both PubMed and PubMed Central. Now, the difference between PubMed and PubMed Central. PubMed, suppose see, this is PubMed, okay? If I click on a result that is displayed by PubMed, this is what will be displayed. See? Only this much. Okay? Maybe another paper I'll take up. See, what is the information that is being displayed over PubMed? See, this is PubMed, right? You can see here. So it gives you the journal name, year of publication, January 2020, then volume number and issue number. Volume number, mostly in most of the cases, it is indicative of the number of years since this journal is in existence. Right? 15 means since last 15 years this journal is publishing. 1 is the issue number of this volume. In this 15th year, right, it has published its first issue, right? And then this is called article number. Wherever the journals do not have any print version, such journals do not have any page numbers. They'll give you just an article ID. So this is an article ID. Okay. Similarly, then there is something called digital object identifier. See, if you simply type this digital object identifier on search bar, it will directly take you to this particular article. One DOI can take you to only one particular article. Okay. So that is digital object identifier, and then the title of the article, then this is the authors who have contributed to this. This is about author information, their affiliation. This is abstract. What is abstract? Abstract is the summary of the entire article. And then PubMed ID and yes, again DOI. This is all that you get when you click on a link on PubMed. So PubMed basically is an abstracting database. It includes abstracts. So these are some 10 to 11 fields, right, which are mostly there in a result which is displayed over PubMed. This is called bibliographic detail. It is one bibliographic record, right? It is one bibliographic record. Now, the same thing if you search for PubMed Central. On PubMed Central, if you click on a result, then what is displayed? See, this is what is displayed. The full article. This is the difference between PubMed and PubMed Central. PubMed Central is a database where full papers are indexed. And all these papers are open access papers. So what is open access? The entire article is made visible or downloadable or readable by anyone, any reader, without having to pay any fee. Right? This is called open access channel. So PubMed Central includes open access articles where full article is displayed, right? Whereas PubMed includes only the title and abstract and author's details and other such other fields that I just mentioned, right? This is the difference. Now, if you ask the PubMed to display the Ayurveda related articles, what does it do? It will search for the presence of the word Ayurveda in all the bibliographic records that are indexed with PubMed. Okay? So that is why the number of articles or number of results that are displayed by PubMed are only 5,900 and odd, because the presence of word Ayurveda is being searched only in the abstracts and title. Okay? Whereas in PubMed Central, since it includes the full length articles, it even searches for the presence of the word, maybe Ayurveda, even in the other parts of paper. Even if the title and abstract doesn't contain the word Ayurveda, if the Ayurveda is present maybe somewhere in the discussion or summary, all such results also will be shown or displayed by PubMed Central. And the fundamental difference between PubMed Central and Google Scholar is that Google Scholar is not a database, it is a search engine. It doesn't discriminate between the classes of literature or quality of literature, right? And whereas PubMed mostly includes only the peer-reviewed journals, because getting into PubMed is very difficult. Any journal cannot get into PubMed, right? PubMed, to get into PubMed, the journal has to adhere to certain quality norms, quality standards. Like it has to be a peer-reviewed journal, right? Only after the peer reviewers, they accept the article, then only it will be published. There is a clear-cut editorial policy. All the editors are experienced authors, right? All those editors, they have to have some credible background, research background. So there are several such criteria which are followed before the journal is indexed or included in PubMed. So in PubMed, you will find mostly even case reports, case series also, clinical trials also, meta-analysis also, and systematic reviews also, right? Many, a sort of mixture, right? All sorts of different levels of evidences, right, may be found in PubMed and PubMed Central. How to search the literature over PubMed or PubMed Central? Let us do it on PubMed first, right? Maybe again Prakriti, okay? How many articles did I get? 79 articles. Google gave you lakhs of articles, Google Scholar gave you thousands of articles, and now PubMed is giving only some 79 articles. What does it mean? So Google Scholar might contain thousands of articles related to Prakriti, but most of them may not be from good resources, may not be from authentic resources, right? So you need to be very, very careful while citing or while referring to the data available only on Google Scholar. Now, so what does it mean in PubMed? I have asked for Prakriti and it has given me 79 articles. What does it mean? There are 79 articles where the word Prakriti occurs either in the title or abstract, or sometimes maybe in author name also. That is also possible because that is also there in metadata, right? Author name is also included in bibliographic records. So, but usually it is a rare occasion, right? So this is what PubMed gives you. Okay. Now, what happens is, many of these results may be relevant for you. Many of them may not be relevant for you. That is fine. You can search because this number is small. But if you search for some very common term, maybe for example jaundice, see, 41,917 articles. All these articles contain the word jaundice in their either title or abstract. So now see, most of these may not be relevant for you. Some of them may be relevant for you. Okay. And more importantly, there may be some other articles which may be relevant for you but may not be containing the word jaundice. This is the problem. Maybe there is some article which is very, very relevant for you, but it might contain the word hyperbilirubinemia or icterus or yellowish discoloration of sclera. So how do you find out such articles? Because see, all these articles are being left out. When you search for jaundice on PubMed, you get only those articles that contain the word jaundice in the bibliographic record. Okay? But it doesn't contain those articles which could be relevant but may not contain the word jaundice. Instead, maybe something else is there, some other word could be there. So how to search for those articles and how to eliminate certain articles which may not be relevant. Maybe jaundice has come as a simply some passing reference maybe in some articles, may not be important at all. So what you need to do is, you need to use something called mesh. In square brackets, you type mesh. MESH stands for medical subject heading. Medical subject heading is a carefully developed vocabulary to communicate the medical technical terminologies, and they are highly specific. See, how many articles did you get now? Earlier it was around 40,000, but now it has come down to 15,000. Still it is difficult, agree. But still, now you will have those articles included here, which may not contain the word jaundice, but still they could be relevant for you. Okay. Now, how to solve this problem? Then what you need to do is, you have to know how to search the mesh terminology. See, go down, right? And then you get a mesh, right? Now, in mesh, you search for jaundice. See, there are 13 specific different terminologies which are relevant to jaundice, and all these are mesh terms. Mesh terms are all specific vocabulary, right? Specific technical terms, right? Which are attached to different articles. Now, see, there is something called jaundice, obstructive jaundice, neonatal jaundice, chronic idiopathic jaundice, and so on and so forth. There are around 13 such categories. We are searching this under mesh database. Previously what we did was, we searched for the entire database of PubMed for the mesh term jaundice. But here what we are doing is, we are searching entire mesh database. Mesh database is separate from the PubMed database. So I need to understand the further classification of mesh terminology. See, mesh terminology is like a tree. There is stem and then there are further branches. So jaundice was one, and then there are several sub branches of jaundice, right? Suppose you want to search for those articles which are relevant to pathology of jaundice and physiology of jaundice. Only two things you are interested. You are not interested in anything else, right? Now let me add these two terms to search builder. Okay, so mesh term, jaundice pathology, jaundice physiology. See, 2404. See, earlier it was 40,000, now we have come down to 2400. Now you can further refine this search by adding other Boolean operators like AND, or maybe hepatitis, search, see, 431. This is how you refine the search. From 40,000 and odd articles, we have come down to 400 and odd. Because you know what you want. Okay, we'll do something else. One more example we'll take up. We'll go for, again, mesh terminology. We will take Ayurveda. Ayurveda also has got a mesh terminology, and it is called, see, medicine Ayurvedic. This is the mesh term. See, each mesh term is very, very specific. For example, autism is not a mesh term. For autism, it is autistic disorder. Autistic disorder is the mesh term. Autism is not a mesh term, right? So mesh dictionary is different, which is different from conventional or very common usages, right? There are specific terminologies. So if you want for Ayurvedic medicine, right, maybe you want about to know about adverse effects, right? Now add to search builder. Search. So adverse effects related to Ayurveda. There are 12 papers that you are going to get. Severe alcoholic hepatitis in a teetotaler, and so on and so forth. There could be many more, but this is how, when you combine the two combinations. Right? One is Ayurveda mesh term, and then another one is adverse effects mesh term. Right? So otherwise, if you don't do this, it is very, very difficult for you to find out those articles which are specifically about adverse effects in Ayurveda. So when I ask for two terms, right, like Ayurveda, maybe pharmacy, Ayurveda and pharmacy, right? What does it give you? Around 498 articles are being displayed. What does it mean? I am asking the PubMed to give me the results of those bibliographic records, not full articles, of those bibliographic records where both the terms Ayurveda and pharmacy exist. Whenever I use term and as a Boolean operator, what am I asking? I am asking the PubMed to give me the results of those bibliographic records which contain both these terms. Both these terms should be existing either in the article title or in the abstract, or in the entire bibliographic record. Okay. So similarly, I can use Ayurveda or pharmacy. What am I asking actually? You give me the bibliographic records, list of bibliographic records which contain either the term Ayurveda or the term pharmacy. Obviously, it has to be a huge number. Right? See? 4,32,000 and odd. Because many of these articles do not contain the word Ayurveda, only they contain pharmacy. So because I have asked, I have used the Boolean operator or. That's the reason. One more thing what I can do is, we have searched for Ayurveda already, right? We got some 5,900 and odd articles, right? 5,598. Okay. Now I will add Ayurveda, not pharmacy. It will give me the list of papers that contain the word Ayurveda but do not contain the word pharmacy. Right? So you search for Ayurveda, the number of results you note down. You search for Ayurveda and pharmacy, you note down the results. Then you search for Ayurveda not pharmacy, note down the results. So all this is simple mathematics. You will understand how does it work. Okay, see, I have logged in to my account, right? My name is being displayed. Now, let us search again for Ayurveda. Okay, see here there are some filters, right? If you want to have only the clinical trials, then you click this. See, there are about 147 clinical trials available under Ayurveda, right? Then you want only review, click review and uncheck this clinical trial. See, review. For review, you have got around 665 articles which are review articles, right? Then you can customize also. Then text availability, abstract, free full text, right? Depending on this also you can do, and you can keep some filters for you, right? Already selected, pre-selected filters. See, these are my pre-selected filters. Whenever I search for any article, these filters will be automatically shown, displayed, like all, then clinical trial, English, free full text, humans, published in last 5 years, and reviews. I can manage my filters and change these filters as per my convenience. So these are some important features. Then there is something called file collections, order, citation manager, clipboard, email, and my bibliography. I can mail you a list of selected items. For example, right? Maybe I can send an email to my own email ID, and then I can send email, right? Then I'll receive, see, email sent to this email ID. So what does it mean? I will be receiving a list of all these articles along with link to each article. So then I can view those results as per my convenience, at my convenience, right? This is one feature. Another feature is that it allows you to download, right? Maybe in the form of CSV create file. CSV files can be opened through Excel. It is a spreadsheet actually. See, PubMed results. Now you have got these 445 articles, the details of these articles in a Excel format. Okay, so this contains the details, all the bibliographic details, of course, not abstract, but title, URL, description, details, and so on and so forth. You can download all this data on a spreadsheet. You can also summary, create file in a text file format. See, all these are available, see, downloaded in the referencing pattern. Okay, so there are several such features which you can explore on your own. When you start using this PubMed, you will be able to understand how to use it and what are the features, right? These are some very commonly used features. Now we'll come to PubMed Central.